Pisces, hi, how are you? I hope you're alright. I'm here to do a Celtic cross for you. I'm actually going to open with an oracle card though. These are general readings that I'm doing. I'm not pulling on any particular area of life. So whatever comes up in the reading is what comes up in the reading. It may relate to whatever. To a certain extent, it is for you to take the energies that I speak of and apply them, you know, to the area of your life that you're seeking guidance on, to the area of life that it makes sense for you to apply them to. Okay? We're quite likely to see love come up if the other readings are anything to go by. And, you know, just in general, that's what the collective seems to want to talk to me about, but other stuff comes up too, so we will see. They are collective readings. I'm pulling on collective Pisces energy. It's a trip. It does mean not necessarily every single message is going to be yours. The whole thing might not represent your story. It might be that little bits of it do. Use your discernment to take the messages that resonate and leave the rest, alright? Don't force anything to fit. Your intuition is everything, okay? Tune into it. Let's get you an oracle card to start with. Just gives a slightly different angle, you know? Lighthouse, don't doubt your worth. Oh, that's nice. I like that. The oracle cards, I like to show you them for a bit because there just might be a little direct wink from the universe to you. She's trying some herbs. Oh no, are they? I don't know what they are. I never know what the flowers are in this deck. Anyway, she's drying them. Well, feels quite Four of Wands. Four of Wands in terms of, you know, celebrating what you've achieved. That's what it feels like to me, but we'll see. I really like the shade of yellow in that card. Anyway, it's kind of pale but nice. Lighthouse. Let's get into your Celtic cross. She's got quite the crystal collection. Right, what's at the heart of the matter for Pisces, please? What's at the heart of the matter for Pisces? What's at the heart of the matter for Pisces? Three of Wands. Three of Wands in reverse. This feels to me like looking back at the past, kind of longing. A longing related to something or someone for your past. What's the challenge? Ooh, another three in the challenge position. The Empress. Some of you may literally be mothers. I know it's a literal way to take that card, but so be it. Some of you may literally be mothers. And you may feel a little bit annoyed by society for not telling you how hard it can be. But that aside, I feel like there might have been some sort of change in circumstances for you, and you're sort of thinking back to how it was before that particular change in circumstances and missing that old life a bit in some way. I think that's what's going on. There's some aspect of some sort of old life that you used to have that I feel that you're missing. What's floating above, please? What's floating above? Yeah. I'm not even feeling this as a choice, which you often would with the Two of Wands. She's looking out the window, she's longing. There's a sense that you feel incomplete, Pisces. Like you feel something's missing. Maybe you used to have it and you want it back, or I don't know. The choice aspect of this card that is coming through, it sort of feels like it sounds stupid to say because everyone's sat between the past and the future, aren't they? Everybody is, but I don't know. There's just this energy coming through and it's like, I don't know. It's almost like, do I go back or do I go forward? Now, obviously, the future is the future. You're always going forward, but I suppose that translates as, do I go forward with something new or do I go forward with something from the past or something like that? By the way, I'll go around each position in the Celtic Cross with this deck, just get a surface overview of the energies, and then we'll go in with some other decks, get some clarification, ask some questions, get a bit deeper. What's below the matter for Pisces? Just so you know, that's how I do these readings. What's below the matter for Pisces? The Knight of Cups. Vulnerability. It's romantic energy. It's someone really making the effort with you, or you really making the effort with yourself, being really tender towards yourself. Could be someone else, but it kind of feels like you. It's like a feeling that you used to do that quite a lot. You used to really make an effort with yourself. In terms of what, I don't know. It's down to you, I suppose. It could be like in terms of the way you dress or the foods you cook for yourself, stuff like that. And now it's like you don't make that same effort with yourself somehow. But it's like you're longing to do that again. Recent past, please, for Pisces. Recent past. Justice. Yeah. There's a sense of fairness and balance in this past energy. Let's look at your near future. Near future for Pisces. High Priestess reversed. 2 2s, 2 3s. 11 reduces to 2. You could be seeing 2 2 2. In fact, that reduces to 2 also. And yet I'm not getting the strongest feeling of choice, which you often would with 2s. But anyway, you know, when we see repeated 2s in a reading, we have to look at why. And most often it would be a choice, but it's not, it's balance. It's more about balance than about choice. I don't know. It's also almost like balancing the old you with the person you've become due to a change in circumstances. You could have just got married and it could be like, oh, so this is what married life is like. Or you could have just moved in with someone and you're like, oh, right, so this is what it's like living with someone. It's something like that. I feel that there's been a change in circumstance and you're sort of caught between like the old life and the new life. It's, I don't know, like it must make sense to you, but yeah. High Priestess reverse. It just has a little bit of a sense of feeling a little bit lost at sea. Yeah, let's leave it at that for now. Lost at sea. You've sort of been asked to be your own lighthouse, you know? Strengths for Pisces, please. Strengths for Pisces, please. Strengths for Pisces. Strengths. King of Pentacles reverse. King of Pentacles is very giving, very generous. He's in reverse. What you're telling me is that one of your strengths, and a strength particular to this situation that's coming up in these cards, in this context, is that you know when to kind of hold back. You know, or you recognise when you're being over generous, right? And when your generosity is, or at least you're learning when your generosity is being of detriment to you, and therefore kind of putting a bit more of that energy towards yourself. Yeah. Environment, please, for Pisces. I swear some of you have just had a baby, but it must be only a few of you. Page of Wands. Your environment. Excitement. Optimism. Newness. There is something like new and exciting showing up in your environment. I'm not sure what that is. We'll get onto it. Hopes and fears for Pisces, please. Hopes and fears for Pisces. Knight of Pentacles. Steady Eddie. A feeling of... the Knight of Pentacles is consistent, diligent, careful. You know, moves slowly towards his goals, but calmly. He kind of has all these ducks in a row, you know. And he's showing up in your hopes and fears. Yeah, there's some change. There's some change. It's so funny because we don't actually have any cards to change, but I'm feeling it. We'll get them when we dig. But there's some sort of new circumstance. And it's like the way the old you sort of operated, you're finding it hard to mould it to your new circumstance, I believe. And you're like, it's almost like you want to be more like this to kind of pull off the new circumstance, which could be that you've just had a baby. But obviously it's not that for all of you. But if it is that for you, I'd love to know in the comments. But of course, only if you feel safe to do so, you know. Not everyone likes to publicly share on tarot readings, and that's fine, but 333 on the clock just then when I looked. Yes, it's almost like you sort of need to be steadier now. You need to be more consistent now. You need to be more diligent now. But at the same time, because it's hopes and fears, they're one and the same thing. At the same time, part of you's resistant to that because you think it's a bit boring, frankly. And you're like, shit, where's the excitement gone from my life? Well, look, there is excitement showing up in your environment, but I think it's kind of, it's all about balance. It's all about balancing it with what your new circumstances demand of you. There's some sort of, it could be that you just moved out of home for the first time or something like, it's something like that. It's that type of energy. You know, I feel the energies the way I feel them, and obviously it's a collective reading, so they're going to apply differently to different people. So I just have to give you little examples so you know what on earth I'm feeling and what on earth I'm talking about. And, you know, if they're not exactly your example, then they're near enough that you know what I'm talking about, right? That's the way these readings operate, I guess. Makes sense? Let me know. Outcome. There's a little bit of confusion that we're seeing in your outcome. It's another 2. The amount of 2s in this reading is just ridiculous. By the way. I mean, basically we've got 5 2s out. If we accept that justice resolves to a 2 and the oracle card does. So that's something, isn't it? Out of what? Out of 11 cards, we've got 5 2s. And to, you know, maybe some of you are faced with some sort of choice, but it feels more like it's coming up in that sort of 2 of Pentacles way, that kind of balance way. And I feel like it's balancing the old you and the new you. Although it's like you're right in between. It's like old Pisces is here, new Pisces is here, and you're kind of right here. Right in between almost. It's just the way I'm feeling it. What can I say? Right, let's get underneath this 3 of Wands in the centre of your reading then. And, you know, part of you's doubting that you can do this, that you can pull this off, this, you know? Like reconcile these different kind of aspects of yourself, I suppose. Yeah, and part of you is kind of longing to be fully in that old you. There's a longing right in the centre of your reading. Tell me more about this 3 of Wands. What's Pisces longing for? What's Pisces longing for? 7 of Cups. Oh gosh, the old Pisces maybe. Do you know what? I have the strangest relationship with this card. It's a little bit, you know, having lots of choices available to you. It's like the old you had that world of possibility available to you, and like it's almost like you're longing for that back, that ability to go down different avenues because you hadn't gone down one of the avenues yet. But it's almost like now, well, you've often with the 7 of Cups, it's a choice. We're looking, well, which cup do we choose? And I think you have sort of made that choice. You've committed to a particular cup, and it's like you're looking back and you're like, oh, but all those avenues unexplored, you know? It's almost like you're longing to go back and explore different avenues almost. Okay, anything else for Pisces, please, for the 3 of Cups? Yes, it's actually, there's quite a lot of repetitive thoughts going round and round about the different possibilities that could have ensued if you had gone down the different avenues. Also, 7 of Cups is a really dreamy energy as well, okay? Now, that dreamy energy can come about from various different things. It can be like drug use or even drinking. It can be meditation or like, I don't know, practices that can take you to the astral, stuff like that. It's a whole range of stuff that can get you in that dreamy energy. I don't know what it is for you, but it's almost like you miss that. You miss that and you're kind of longing for it in a way, but it just doesn't balance with your new life. What else is 2 of Cups? Yeah, you see, you might have taken the next step in it. That's another 2. It didn't quite come out, but it's relevant. You might have just moved in with someone or got married or something like that, and it's like, all right, so this is it now. And almost like you're missing, because 2 of Cups often to me is like the early stages of a relationship when the infatuation's there and all that, and the Knight of Cups shit is there, by the way. And it's almost like you're missing that. You might not even be missing it with a particular person though. It's almost like you're missing the different options that were available surrounding that? I don't know. Anything else on this Three of Wands for Pisces, please? Anything else on this Three of Wands for Pisces? Temperance. Well, balance. Like I say, this whole... It's exactly what I said. Temperance is a card of balance. I've already described that I think you're here and the old you's here and the new you's here, and it's like you're trying to reconcile the different parts of you and the different qualities of you that fit in the past and fit in the future, and that's what I've already said, so I'm not going to go on about that. Let's look at this Empress energy, because this is the challenge. This is your change in circumstance that's sort of got you feeling like, you know, it feels kind of like Wheel of Fortune energy. It feels like you're on the cusp, you know, in between the old and the new, or even it could feel a bit like death energy, but it's not that severe. But anyway, let me see what actual cards I get before I keep going on. Betty's here to help. Help. She's a Taurus and she's just rocking up in your reading. I got to do her a full birth chart. So the thing is, I don't know their exact date of birth, but I know enough that they're Taurus. As I got two, but Bianca has shown up on the videos once in an all signs reading, but it's always you, Betty, isn't it? You always want to join in. All right, tell me about this Empress for Pisces, please. Tell me about this Empress for Pisces. Lovely. The High Priestess. Yeah. We've already got the High Priestess out, of course, in your near future. The Hermit. These are big energies. Ooh, these are big energies. You've got 3 majors underneath a major. I mean, and it's another 2, by the way. Of course it's another 2. I never seen so many. Oh, wait a minute. It's 2 2s, because that's a 20. I've never seen so many 2s in a reading. I'm sure. I can't have done. It's ridiculous, the amount of 2s that are coming out. Goodness me. I think it's just trying to hit home the point about things feeling in the balance. I'm surprised we've not seen a 2 of Pentacles, because actually that's what it most feels like to me. But right, if some of you are trying to make maybe some of you are making a choice. Maybe there's this thing that's in the balance where you're here, and you know, this way I keep describing it. Maybe tied up into all of that for some of you there is a choice and I'm missing it. Let me know. That it could well be that for some of you. It just doesn't quite feel like that, but I don't know. To me, it's more about internal contradictions and how to reconcile them within you. That's more for me the relevance of the 2. I'm sorry, my cat's just dribbled in my hair, which is nice. It's just what you come to YouTube Tarot for, isn't it? I'm sure it is. It's like, really? Thanks, Betty. Right, your challenge. The old Pisces, the new Pisces. It's like there's some sort of new you that's being born with this Empress card. You know, we can see the pregnant belly. I mean, I stand by that some of you literally may have just had a child, but that aside, metaphorically, yes, you're on the cusp of giving birth to a new you. You are making my cards go everywhere. Can you come down here, please? Come on. See, the minute I try and pick you up, you make even more of a mess of my cards. They don't want to see your bum. They don't. They just don't, darling. Some of you could be involved with a Virgo. With the Hermit card out. I mean, yes, some of you may be making a literal judgment call with Judgment out, okay? As I've said, but it just doesn't quite feel like that. I think the choice has already been made, and I'm not getting the sense that you want to go back on the choice. It's more that, well, how do I then reconcile these different parts of me? You know, the parts of me that existed before this choice and the qualities that I have to bring to the table in this new life. How do I reconcile those 2 parts of me? That's the way I'm feeling it. You know, it's like intuitively, you know you've got to balance up different parts of you here. The Hermit is suggesting that currently you're doing quite a lot of introspection about this. And you know, it's interesting, we've got this Lighthouse card come out first, and the Hermit in this particular deck has this lamp on the back of his shell. And I was sort of saying to you, you've got to be your own lighthouse. And this is what's going on with the Hermit in this particular deck. It's like the light's within you sort of thing. It's an introspective energy. You're looking internally to yourself to find answers, not externally. And then the other thing about this Hermit card as well is you're limited in how far ahead you can see with this Hermit, and that's why the Hermit travels so slowly. You know, it's a slow energy. That's it. This new path that you're going down, you're being asked to think about like going down it quite slowly, just with these two cards, because you can only see a little bit of your path ahead at the moment, I feel. And then the more you walk down that path, the more you can see. You see? Because it's like this light is on your back. You're your own lighthouse, only you're able to move. So the more you walk down this path, the more gets revealed. And it's like you are therefore walking down this path quite slowly. Because then if there's any problems, you're not hitting the problems before you've had a chance to work out what you can do about them. Okay? It's that sort of thing. And you know, the Empress is slow energy as well, right? She takes 9 months to give birth, right? So new ideas, this new life that I feel you're embarking on, this change of circumstance, it's like, it feels like it's being born quite slowly, and part of that's down to you, part of that's down to nature. It's like you and nature are on the same page actually though, in how fast you're, in how happy you are with like the pace of this. I don't know what any of that means. This is the thing, we as readers, we say these things and it's just like, okay, well, yeah. There's something about your intuition as well with the High Priestess. I mean, she's come out twice. She's the most psychic card in the deck. Not that I really like the word psychic. The Empress is fairly psychic as well. You could be working with the moon. You could be, part of this new path that you're walking down could be like quite a spiritual path in terms of developing certain abilities that could broadly come onto the banner of psychic, okay? And I feel like you're taking your time with it. But it's hard for you to reconcile. There's something, it's hard for you to reconcile. Like you may have, like me, been a scientist. You may have done a degree or had a job in the past that's very, I don't know, for want of a better word, scientific. And now you're seeing the world slightly differently and you're becoming open to different perspectives and different ideas about the existence of a higher power. And you are noticing that there's some contradictions there with the old you and the new you, something like that. I don't know. It's funny reading. It's all good. Two of Wands. What's this Two of Wands then about? For Pisces, floating above the matter. This is kind of what's on your conscious mind. This is like your unconscious when we go above and below, okay? Roughly speaking. Yeah, okay, so there's these new ideas that I spoke about, this new you're quite defensive about it to a certain extent. Yeah. What did I say? What did I mean, I called it already. Yeah. Oh my God. This reading's killing me. Whew. On the cusp of something new. The Fool is going down that new path. He's in reverse. There's a certain resistance to it, which I said as soon as I saw this card. It's everything I've already said. I feel like I wish I could draw you a diagram so you could see what's in my head, but hopefully I'm doing a good enough job of getting it across. Oh, this is quite the reading, Pisces. So this new path that's available to you, this new you, I don't know. It could be so many different things. It could be spiritual shit that you're opening up to, that like you're like, oh my God, if you'd have told me 2 years ago I'd be into this, I would be like, give your head a wobble, no way. And yet here you are into this, contemplating the existence of a higher power, all this sort of stuff. Anyway, it could be something quite different for some of you, like a change in circumstance that I've already mentioned. But either way, it's like you're on the cusp of entering into this new thing with the Wheel of Fortune. It's a major change. This is the card of change, like I said, like I felt before, and I said when we dig, we will see it. You're on the cusp of it. You're not quite walking down that path. You're like, yeah, but the old me would not approve of this, right? So that's why you've got the resistance to sort of taking these steps on this new path. And this is why you are embracing this energy of walking down this path at a controlled speed. Now, I don't know how realistic that control is, because life is life. I don't know. We will see. That'll be interesting. But yes, there's a certain amount of defensiveness, a certain amount of resistance to walking down this new path, and it's all on your mind. It makes perfect sense. I just hope I got it across, because it's reading just, I really like it. Okay, subconsciously, what is going on for Pisces? You've got a Knight of Cups. Now you see that Knight of Cups is quite open, willing to be vulnerable. Actually, there's something about humility here, willing to, or being humble about old ideas. I don't know. What is this? What is this Knight of Cups, please? The Empress, again. So she's shown up in your challenge position, and she's shown up in reverse. Some of you may have mother figures in your life that do not approve of your new path. Ace of Wands, yeah, that new path. It's that newness again. It was related to that Fool energy. There's a lot of excitement for it. There's a lot of excitement towards it, but it's almost like you're burying that excitement, because in your headspace here we see the Fool in reverse, and then the Ace of Wands, which is that excitement and enthusiasm, is sort of in your unconscious, which tells me you're not exactly fully feeling that excitement, or there's part of you that's like denying that excitement in a way, but it's going to come through. But I think linked to all of that, there's some sort of figure in your life. It might not be a mother figure, okay, but someone who's very important to you, who may have played a significant role in your upbringing even, but maybe not. But at least a person of great importance to you does not seem to approve. But this could be a part of yourself as well that doesn't approve. I mean, or both, right? Temperance again. It's about balancing the old Pisces and the new Pisces, your old set of ideas and your new set of ideas. You're seriously trying to reconcile them. It's the second time Temperance has come out. Whew, what a reading. I know I keep saying that, but Okay, let's look at your recent past with justice, please. Your recent past, please. A Three of Pentacles reverse. Some friends may have fallen away. You may have lost some friendships in the recent past. Another three. You're just getting all the twos and threes out, I swear. This to me can represent a loss of friendship. Actually, it could represent the loss of a relationship. It's mini Hierophant energy, so it could be the loss of a relationship and marriage, and justice can sometimes speak of divorce. I don't think that's for many of you, but it could be relevant for some of you. But moreover, these new ideas that you're embracing, or this new path that you're embracing, or this change of circumstance that you have chosen, I believe, there's people that don't approve. Your Fool energy is going to win out, I believe. I'm just looking at this Page of Wands in your environment. I don't know. We'll get to that. I'm getting out of order, but I feel like some friendships may have fallen away because it's not even necessarily that they don't approve. Actually, it's just like you don't get that same sense of teamwork and collaboration hanging out with them anymore, because it's like there's your new circumstances or your new perspectives. It's just like you're not in alignment with them anymore. I'm not saying you've had a massive fallout, but it's just so like they've just kind of fallen away, these people. Anything else for this Justice card in the past, please? Thank you. A Page of Pentacles and a Moon. That is you. That is you, and you're in reverse. And I feel some people are looking at Pisces and going, what's going on with Pisces in this past energy? It's like Pisces is not acting like Pisces. Pisces, you are not acting like... It's like they're literally looking at you and examining you. To see the way he's examining this, it's like they're analysing and examining you and sort of going, what? That's not how the Pisces I know acts. Huh? And it's almost like you can't receive what they've got to give you anymore. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Or you're giving to situations in a new way because of your own changes, and they can't receive what you're giving anymore. It's like the compatibility's just fallen away. Almost like the way you connect in this past energy with whoever this is, it's just not enough anymore because you've changed and you want to connect with people differently, more deeply, something like that. Yeah, something like that. Does that make sense? Okay. Ooh, I like it when I pick up this deck. It's called the... Is it called the Unfolding Path? It's a beautiful indie deck. Actually, it's quite apt, the Unfolding Path, because your path is unfolding, but it's only... You know what I was saying about the Hermit? You can't really see very far ahead how it's unfolding, but you take a little step and a little bit more of the way lights up. That's how it feels. Is it called the Unfolding Path Tarot? It's the most gorgeous deck to shuffle. It just shuffles so smoothly. I love it. Right, this High Priestess in your near future. Interesting. There may be... So can I just say, these future cards, it's not set in stone. None of it's set in stone. Free will is a thing. You have free will that could knock these outcomes sideways. Other people have free will that can have an impact on these, okay? Especially in the context of a collective reading. So it's more about looking at the concepts and helping you see what's going on and helping you make decisions that serve you, that sort of thing. I'm just totally drawn to this rune. Like there's 4 runes on this card, but I'm massively drawn to this rune, and I've just got a little rune cheat sheet here because I'm not big on runes. And I'm just going to look it up for you. Manas, humanity, intelligence, awareness, society, and learning. Interesting. Humanity. You're seeing humanity differently. I don't know, let's clarify anyway. What was I saying before I got distracted by that rune? Can't remember. Striking red hair. Someone with striking red hair is important to you. Or you. Or you have striking red hair. Just saying. Shoulders. You really... Someone finds your shoulders really beautiful. Anyway. Really beautiful. Oh, Pisces. Okay. Awareness. A new awareness is opening up to you. A new awareness of a higher power. I think that a lot of you. I don't know, man. Tell me more about the High Priestess, please, for Pisces. Oh, we're taking 4, are we? That last one was insistent it was coming out. The Hermit reverse. That's interesting. That's a repeat energy. That is very interesting. Did that High Priestess... Oh, it did come out reverse, and yeah. So we've gone from a High Priestess and a Hermit upright in your challenge, in your current, to a High Priestess and a Hermit reversed. To be fair, as they're in the challenge position, they sort of feel reversed anyway. So yeah, anyway, I'm just pointing out the repeat energies. The Knight of Swords. Oh God, he's way too hot to be a Knight of Swords. I'm telling you, he should be a blooming devil or a Knight of Cups. Anyway, 7 of Swords, reverse Page of Cups. You feel like the old Pisces was wearing a mask. The old Pisces wasn't quite being honest with themselves. It's like now you've discovered this new part of you, you're like, but it was there all along. And I feel like you're looking back on little incidents and things that have happened to you, and you're like, oh yeah, that was an opportunity to connect with a higher power, but I just didn't realise it. Or that was a sign of a higher power, but I didn't realise it, sort of thing. It's like you're looking back and looking back on certain incidents that at the time you just denied as not meaning much, and now you sort of see the significance of them, something like that. I don't know. There's a lot of introspection going on here. There's a bit of an argument within you about the pace. You know, we spoke about like that Hermit going quite slowly. The Knight isn't like that. The Knight is fast. The Knight of Swords here wants to go more quickly sometimes, I think, than the Hermit will allow. That your inner Hermit will allow. Yeah. And you've got the Page of Cups in reverse. I'll show you him upright. There's a bit of annoyance with yourself and a bit of a jealousy towards people whose mask mask slipped away more easily than yours, or something like that, or whose mask slipped away earlier than yours, or I don't know, there's a bit of a beating yourself up about not seeing things sooner or something. Yeah. I think what I'm picking up on in this sort of near future energy, it's not really very far in the future. It feels, you know, just the way we've got these two cards duplicated between your current and your near future. These energies are kind of right next to one another, if you know what I mean. We get what we get when we do these card pulls. The timelines are, do you know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. I don't think I'm finding out loads in terms of near future is what I'm trying to say. It feels like it's very much blending with your current energies. It's just a continuation of what we've already spoke about. Let's look at your strengths. That Knight of Swords could be someone else's energy, though. I'm just going to get a card on that Knight of Swords. Anything else about this Knight of Swords? Huh. I don't know, but it links to this energy, so when we get to it, we will see. Because it's a Two of Swords. And you've got Two of Swords in your outcome, so there's kind of this bridge between your near future and your slightly longer term outcome, and it's coming from this Knight of Swords. Let me get one more on him. Who is he to you? Is he... Tell me more about this Knight of Swords, please. A Ten of Swords came out in reverse. Someone who you've experienced a painful ending with is showing up in your near future. But what surrounds this person is confusion. So I'm not sure what's going on there. There's a possibility you desire an apology from them. The amount of twos in this reading is astonishing. I don't know. I think I have to hold my hands up and say I'm not quite getting that for you because there's so much going on here. Let's look at your strengths. God, that's a painful Ten of Swords though, isn't it? But the will in you to survive that pain is strong, really strong, whatever's going on. Really strong. I think they're very tempting towards you. Towards you? Very tempting. I could be the person who really liked your shoulders for some of you. You may be in denial about... Seven of Swords can be denial. Oh. I don't think their energy's all that great. I can feel that they've caused you a lot of pain. And I'm just not sure. Seven of Swords can be deceptive, and I don't think it's self-deception in this instance. I think it's them having deceived you in the past. You know, maybe not full-on deception, but maybe more withholding, not putting their cards on the table. This feels a bit separate from the rest of the reading, but I don't know, connect it how it makes sense for you. But yes, that Knight of Swords could be someone else's energy. Someone who you've had a painful ending with. And they could be presenting you with some sort of choice, and it's causing you some sort of confusion in this near future energy. And their energy just doesn't feel amazing for you. Their energy just doesn't feel amazing for you. I feel like what they could do is, because you are hoping to embrace this energy, right? This solid, diligent energy towards this new path that keeps showing up in your life. That represents a big change in your life, which is different for all of you. I've already said what that might be. This person could take you off that track. The Knight of Swords versus the Knight of Pentacles. And it just feels like a weird Knight of Swords anyway. This Knight of Swords has got devil energy attached to it. I'm telling you, it doesn't have to be as bad as it sounds, but they represent that old Pisces, that old Seven of Cups Pisces. They're part of that life, hey? And there was a painful ending with them. I don't know how far it goes back. Let's see how this person's from your past. Let's see how far from your past, just so you can identify this person. 9 of Pentacles, 9 years ago. This could be someone you met 9 years ago. For some of you, Page of Swords, someone very tempting. Eight of Wands, yes, you could be getting a message from them. 2 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, another 2. I mean, I kept talking about the 2 Pentacles even before it came out. They could present you with some sort of choice. They're from way back. I don't know. That's probably not for all of you. It feels like a bit of a side split of the energies. Let's look at your strengths now, else we're going to be here all day, Pisces, which, by the way, wouldn't bother me, but it probably bothered the YouTube algorithm and most of my viewers, to be fair. Pisces strengths, please. God, I'm starting to love this deck. Eight of Swords. Okay. You always find a way out. You always find a solution. 6 of Pentacles is all about balance. How many times have I mentioned balance in this reading? I don't want to go on and repeat the same things, but the same theme is coming up basically. But not being over generous, okay? Because you can see this particular 6 of Pentacles, we've got these gifts. It's like equal exchange, reciprocity. You're quite good at identifying when that reciprocity is not there, and not being over generous, not being over giving. This strength you definitely need to bring out in you if this Knight of Swords character resonated for you, I believe, because I don't think the energy surrounding that dude is great. Okay? In fact, he may at one time have made you feel like you have no way out. He may have made you feel trapped. He or she, I just say he because it's a he on the card. See how trapped she is, right? This was in reverse, right? It's in your strengths. You always find a way out. Hanged Man is a different perspective, right? When this is in its upright, it's almost like, well, there's no way out. There's no way out whatsoever. I am trapped here forever, for life. This is it. This is my lot. The Hanged Man is like, hang on a minute, right? Let's try and examine this from a different angle. Let's try and look at alternative perspectives. Yeah? That's what's showing up in your strengths. Someone who's found a way out. I love the wisteria on that card, by the way, and I'm really drawn to it. So I don't know if some of you have wisteria on your house, or you might that just might be a little synchronicity. I don't think in the UK at least it's quite the right time of year for wisteria just yet, but I don't know. That might be just a little synchronicity. You might like notice some wisteria, say, in the next 4 to 6 weeks after you've seen this reading. 6 years ago is important for some of you, and I don't know why. It could be connected to this night guy. I don't know. Pentacles in reverse. Not being over generous. You may have looked up to this knight, whoever this person represents to you. You may have looked up to them, seen them as some sort of mentor in the past. But ultimately, it felt kind of trapping. Kind of trapped. I don't know. Make sense of it how you will. Let's look at your environment and this Page of Wands. Ooh, 9 of Wands. Interesting. 9 of Wands. Page of Wands. 9 of Wands. Why am I saying that? Environmental energy, please. Environmental energy for Pisces. Ooh, strength. 2 of Wands. Right, the 2 of Wands takes us back up to there, doesn't it? On the cusp. Being on the cusp of going down this new path. The in-between the old Pisces and the new Pisces almost. I mean, obviously I'm making it quite black and white, but it feels like a turning point, and that's all underneath the Page of Wands energy, which by the way is mini Fool energy. So this is linking back up here. We've got a 2 of Wands and a Fool. We've got a 2 of Wands and something very close to a Fool in your environment. That excitement's there. That excitement's there in your environment surrounding you. It may be connected to a marriage. You know, like I said in the beginning, this new circumstance that you are in, that you have chosen, I believe, it could be a marriage. But, you know, this part of you that's like, oh, right, so this is what married life is like. This is, can I be the old Pisces? How does the old Pisces function in this situation that the new Pisces is now in? How do I reconcile past Pisces with married Pisces? That's just an example. But, yeah, I don't know. There's something about giving yourself permission to feel excited here. The Hierophant is the giver of permission. Part of you does not have permission to feel excited, and it comes back to down here with this reverse Empress energy, a part of you or a mother figure in your life who's disapproving. It's linked to that Hierophant energy. The Empress and the Emperor are like kind of parental influences, and then the Hierophant are wider cultural influences. It's like both of these influences have come together and they're sort of saying, no, Pisces, don't get too excited, don't be silly. Well, I don't know. I think you're being asked to embrace that excitement because it is bubbling up in you. Okay? And it's actually taking quite a lot of strength to not feel it. I don't know why there's some sort of resistance to excitement going down this new path, but that's what's showing up for you. I think you're just being asked to look at where that resistance comes from. And it comes from this Empress energy and from the Hierophant. So it comes from someone very close and important to you, probably a mother figure for most of you, and also wider cultural values. They are all feeding into this, not quite feeling a sense of excitement towards this sort of new circumstance. You know, it could be different things for so many of you. This is why collective energy is a trip. It could be opening up spiritually. It could be that you just had a baby or just got married. It could be both. I don't know. But I hope you get what the gist of what I'm saying is. But also there's this Knight of Swords energy that's wanting to fuck things up a bit as well. And it's quite contradictory to this energy that you are telling me you hope for and that you fear at the same time. I think you fear it in terms of, well, it's a bit dull, but you hope for it in terms of, yeah, but it's going to get me where I want. I have to put the hard work in. Let's get a bit more on that for you. Okay, Knight of Pentacles, hopes and fears for Pisces, please. Okay, 3 of Pentacles, which we've seen already. 8 of Swords, which we've seen already. 7 of Swords reverse, which we've seen already. The energies are just pinging off everything like crazy. Okay. So you hope... There's something here about like finding new people. Like there's certain friendships that have dropped off here. That alignment to produce teamwork and collaboration just wasn't there. So you're hoping for new friendships to come in, new opportunities for being able to collaborate to come in. You're worried about feeling trapped again. You're worried about feeling trapped again. Monotony. Monogamy even. Some of you feel trapped by monogamy. Probably just for a few of you. But it's more the monotony, I think. You find there's less variation, let's say, in your new life. It's calmer, it's more stable. You think it's going to get you to a certain goal, I believe. But you're like, it almost feels like drudgery, monotony, like you're trapped. Like you want to bring some of the old Pisces into your new life, but yet there's a certain amount of denial around who the old Pisces is. Yeah, because when you think of the old Pisces, you come back to this particular energy, I believe, for a lot of you, because the Seven of Swords is linking me back there. And I can see why you'd be reluctant to bring into your life anything associated with this old energy, because I think there's a lot of pain tied up to that particular situation for you, whatever it is, and quite a lot of confusion. I don't know. I hope this is making sense to you guys. I really do. Yeah. But it's almost like, can you bring in the old Pisces without the pain and the hurt and the confusion associated with this? I think there are aspects of that old Pisces that are still within you and that can still be kind of balanced up somehow. Yeah. Does that make sense? I don't know. Let's look at your outcome. Two of Swords, tell me more. Oh, a Page of Swords now rather than Knight of Swords, but you know, Five of Cups. Yeah, this is just a sense of loss and possibly regret. Because this is linking, this is bridging. This Two of Swords was already bridging this Knight of Swords energy to this Two of Swords. There's possibly communication here from this past person. There's possibly some sort of it might not be communication, it might be more spying. Yeah. Spying, not necessarily spying, but Googling, maybe looking at, social media pictures from 10 years ago and feeling that sense of loss over that old Pisces and not quite being able to reconcile it with where you are now. Yes, that confusion is showing up still in your future. I can't sugarcoat it, it's just what it is. Eight of Pentacles, that's nice. But again, it's sort of contradicts. It feels a bit like the Knight of Pentacles, which we've already seen. It's like what I've already said, really. With regards to reconciling these two different parts of you, sometimes you just want the excitement of your old life, simply put. But I think the whole thing with this whole entire spread, because it's normal to crave excitement, it's how do you bring in that excitement without bringing in all the pain that was attached to it. Like, I think there's healthy ways that you can create excitement within your current life that is a bit different to your usual approach in terms of steady, calm, plodding. But towards a positive end, I feel. You know, and you know that if you bring too much excitement in, then you're gonna lose sight of the goals, lose sight of your new purpose, lose sight of your new path. But there is a way to spice things up a bit, is the way it's coming through. There is a way to bring it in without it being a destructive force. Yeah. I'm going to leave it there for the tarot and get you some charms. I hope that made sense. Interesting reading. So these charms just give a little extra confirmation, a little extra opportunity for little synchronicities. There we go. We haven't got any numbers. Let me just get some more numbers and letters. I'll just pick the numbers out. Oliver. I want to say Oliver. Oliver's a relevant name for some of you. Oh, that one didn't want to go back in. Black cat did not want to go back in. That's your intuition, okay? That's your intuition. And I can see at the moment you've got an upright, you've got a high priestess in your challenge position, and then you've got a reverse high priestess in your near future. So you may be struggling to connect with your intuition at the moment, but it's definitely available to you. You know, that energy of it's available to you. This Knight of Swords broke your heart. I don't know how well you saw that. That's charm belongs on there, no question about it. Yeah, okay, rabbit. Sure, you had lots of sex with this person. You know, that might be, we keep talking about the old Pisces, the new Pisces, this past excitement. Everything that I spoke about, sex may be kind of relevant. Like, you could apply everything I've said to your sex life, basically, and that would make sense of the energies, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, what letter is that? A U. I can't really show you the letters because they're so tiny. A Q and a U. And a J. These may be representative of initials, or is that an F? It could be a J, it could be an F, who's to say? And then we've got an E, and I've got, I've got two Fs, or two Js, JJ. JJ may be relevant to you. Some of you may be musical, because I'm just seeing this F as like what you get on a music score. What does it mean? It means forte, strong, doesn't it? It means play like strong or loud. Yes, loud. This feels like it relates to the Page of Wands, that loudness. It's like the Page of Wands is calling you. Get excited, get excited. Okay, we've got numbers. We've got 2 zeros, we've got an 8, and we've got a 5. August may be important to you. May be important to you. 0850. I can try and show you that. No, I can't. I just can't. I've put them all the wrong way up anyway. You're going to have to take my word for it, I think, really. There's the numbers, because they might actually show up, but the letters won't show up anyway. There you go. A black star. A rocking horse. I'm telling you, some of you are raising young children, or you've just had a baby, and part of you misses your old life. That's okay. It doesn't get talked about very much. The idea of regretting having children is like off limits. Well, your feelings are your feelings. You're allowed to sometimes miss your old life. You are. Your inner Hierophant might not give you permission to feel that way, i.e. society might not give you permission to feel that way, but hey. What's this? A flower. Cactus. Thriving in difficult conditions. You have thrived in difficult conditions, I believe. And a gingerbread man. That again, it's that childlike energy that's coming off of the Page of Wands is represented there in that charm. But of course, it might just be a little synchronicity for you as well. Yeah. All right. Pisces, I hope that made sense to you. Let me know in the comments if you like my reading style. Subscribe to the channel. It just does help the channel grow. It's just nice feedback for me as a reader. Give it a thumbs up too if you liked it, because then it gets the reading out more in front of other people. Probably it does something to the YouTube algorithms. But you know, again, it's nice feedback for me as a reader. It lets me know what you guys appreciate in a reading. And as always, I love your comments too. All right, Pisces, I'm going to leave it there for you. Hope that made sense, and I'll catch you in 2 weeks. Bye.